Here in London, protesters are all over in our cities. They came to protest, but it came to be chaos with the police, and there is throwing of bottles, throwing of firecrackers to the police. The police are pushing them, but protesters seem to be determined. They have that energy to fight with the police. See the video up to the end, and remember to subscribe. The protesters have been dismantling the monuments, the statues, but now they are just guarding the statue of Churchill and Nelson Mandela, and the police are just pushing them from the monuments where the monuments are.
Can't be scared by fascists, that's what they want. They've allowed us to be scared for hundreds of years. If we let them intimidate us and scare us, they win.
I think the movement speaks for itself. We're here to be peaceful, we're here to protest, and we're here to stand up for solidarity, for equality.
There had been some peaceful protesting. But it wasn't long before this started. Throughout the day, the police have been repeatedly attacked. These lines of officers were there to keep the protesters apart from an anti-racism demonstration nearby. This team were pushed back from outside Parliament. The crowd broke through. They attacked photographers. We tried to ask some of those protesting why they'd come.
Report the truth.
I'm asking to speak to you so I can report what your truth is. It's quite hard for us to ask these protesters what their demands are. We have faced threats today. They are from a variety of backgrounds. There are people from far-right activism here. There are organised football supporters groups. The one thing they say they aren't is racist.
The clearest motivation today, protecting, in the protesters' words, the statues in this area, though Winston Churchill, Nelson Mandela and the others had already been covered up. One protester who would talk said he felt Churchill, British history, were under attack.
Come on. I mean, he had some racist views, but at the end of the day, he led us through our darkest hour. I mean, I'm from South London. I've grown up with black people. We're all working class. We live side by side. Nobody here has an issue with BLM.
Some anti-racism protesters also gathered today, but Black Lives Matter held its protest yesterday to avoid trouble, though there were still some scuffles.
We have power to change
At a BLM event in Newcastle, the organisers said there had been threats.
We've received a lot of opposition and, threats from, far-right groups and whatnot. So we had to keep this quite low-key.
And elsewhere in the city, the tension was clear on the streets, but nothing to compare with London. Including scenes like this, police are investigating. The memorial is to PC Keith Palmer, murdered there in a terror attack in 2017. The Prime Minister tweeted, "Racist thuggery has no place on our streets." He said these marches had been subverted by violence. This from the Home Secretary.
The individuals that are basically putting the safety of our police officers and the safety of the public at risk will expect to face the full force of the law.
It went on and on. Waterloo Station this evening. A massive police operation's been needed to restore order. 100 arrests, another 6 officers injured, protesters too, including this man carried to safety. But an angry day is finally over. Tom Simon.